Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders, a great millstone that rule well. And peace and blessing be multiplied to all you brethren preaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. To the hopeful elect out there, shalom. It's the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify and give you warning from Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. And as it is our custom here at Great Millstone to always give you warning about the coming prophecy of the MOTB, which is the mark of the you know what. And and at this point it should be vague. It should be very clear of what the MOTB is. All right, it's not sin. It's not sleeping with white women. It's not Esau's government political systems. It's not the picture of white Jesus. It's not sin in any, form or whatever these weirdo Israelite groups are out here telling you what it is. All right. It's been exactly what the men of Great Millstone, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, have been telling you. It's that implantable sea ragamuffin, man. And these devils are letting you know exactly how they're going to implement it. And they're showing you exactly how they're going to do it. We've been telling you they're going to implement this thing through different crises, all right? That they're going to start by imploding this current financial system, doing away with cash, doing away with the banking system as we know it, and through different crises and chaos and, famine and looting and rioting and breakdown of society that they're going to bring in. That's how they're going to ultimately bring in this mark of the beast system. And it will be implanted under your skin, all right? And this is not going to be a very long video, but, I'm just going to read it. And this is what they're saying at the World Economic Forum. This is what a lot of these different, meetings that they're having, these elites are having. This is what they are discussing. And, they're not going to tell you this on CNN. They're not going to tell you this on mainstream news media, which is why you have to go to the alternative news sites, which now they're trying to put laws in place to ban any alternative news. And, they're using Google to do away with any form of information that goes out against the narrative. So that's why you have to get this information now before these devils scrub it completely off the internet and your access to alternative news media and your access to the prophets, the men of Great Millstone, the men of the Lord, and these videos, telling you the truth. Through biblical prophecy that you're the Hebrew Israelites, you need to repent, return to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and you can be warned about what your enemy is doing and who your enemy truly is scrubbed and taken off of the internet. And the only form of information that you'll be able to receive will be fact check, mainstream news media, which is going to be ran and controlled by these devils. All right, you're not going to have the option of going outside of the mainstream narrative to hearing the truth. All right. And I'm going to read this little bit of article and I got a couple of precepts and I'm going to close this here, man. Matter of fact, let me get this first. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 16. It says, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit." And this is what them bringing in all this chaos, bringing in these different crises, giving you universal basic income, getting you so dependent upon the government, bringing in this whole lockdowns and climate change, is that so that they could, sell you this dream of them trying to save the planet. We need new financial systems. The old one doesn't work anymore. We have to ration food. We have to ration your ability to use electricity and power so we can save the earth. And we're going to come with this brand new, beautiful financial system that's going to be beneficial for everybody. You don't have to need cash. We're going to make it smooth and convenient. You can just swipe your palm. You can swipe your hand. Everything can be done at the swipe of a button. They're going to bring you this convenience and bring you this false sense of peace and comfortability. But really, it's a digital slave system that once you bow down to it and accept it, you're going to be ultimately destroyed by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. That's why you should never trust this devil. Everything that he's telling you is he has an ulterior motive. He's looking to throw you into a pit. He's looking to trap you, to set you up, and he's going to pretend that he's trying to help you. But really, he's like it says, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, meaning his mind, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit." And this is what this devil is setting up. He's going to set everybody up into this pit, into this trap of a digital slave system. It says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet he shall undermine thee. You see? And that's ultimately what the devil is trying to do. He's trying to undermine everybody and deceive you into accepting this MOTB. And like I said, he's going to do it through these different crises. He's going to have, all these different black swan events, power outages, famine, massive die-offs of this and that. Oh, where everything is at a shortage. We don't have this. Bad crops, food shortages. The electricity grid is going down. We have to fix it. We have the plan to fix it. And eventually they're going to lead you down the path of being implanted with that serogma. All right. So it says central banks will convince people to adopt CBDC microchip implants. They're not going to convince you. They're going to coerce you. They're going to deceive you into taking it. All right. And it says, according to Werner, CBDCs will be brought in through phone-based apps during the initial phase, you see? And this is why during the whole plan, everything went digital. You needed all of this digital permission. You had to scan the QR code. You had to, show your proof of stabbings. You went to a restaurant, it was QR codes. It was digital, And they're doing it now. Now they're giving you digital driver's license. Now they're going to give you, pretty soon they're going to set up a digital ID to get on the internet. Everything is going to go this way via digital. And then eventually when they bring out this CBDC and the new way for you to get your tax and your tax returns is going to be through your phone. It's going to be digital. You're not going to have to fill out paperwork. You're not going to have to fill out a physical, W-2 forms and all that BS anymore. It's all going to go digital. See? It says, will be brought in through phone-based apps during the initial phase, which is why, they gotten everybody so hooked on their phone. That's why you have your Apple Pay on your phone. Basically, everybody's whole life is on their phone. You got your debit, your Apple Pay on your phone. You got information on your phone. The average person, if they was to leave their phone in the house and went to the car to go leave, and they realized they forgot their phone, they'll turn back around and come back home to run upstairs to get their phone. You see? And this technology was all part of the plan to gradually bring you into this MOTB system. And now when you go to these different Whole Food stores, they got what? The scan to pay. You got to scan your palm to pay. You can't use your debit card. You can't use cash in those stores anymore because that form of financial transaction has been phased out in Whole Foods. And it's going to eventually be like that everywhere you go. You see, it says, why hasn't it been rolled out yet? There's no actual need for it. That need has to be created, Werner said, you see? So they're creating, these, the atmosphere to where eventually everything's going to have to go down this digital path. It says, he says central banks will likely use a carrot and stick approach to convince people to adopt CBDCs under the skin. Come on, man. I'm not going to read Revelation 13 and 16. We've done it enough. You go read it for yourself, all right? And see if you can link this to what prophecy says. It says, starting with creating economic crises that will induce a demand for universal basic income, UBI, a global welfare system. Like I said earlier, they're going to get everybody so dependent, and which is why they said now in London that they'll offer you $2,000 a month if you just put the CBDC under your skin. Would you do that? We'll give you, here it is, we'll give you $2,000 on top of what, say you already got a job. We'll give you $2,000 extras just to implant the CBDC under your skin. You see? And for a lot of people, that's going to sound enticing. That's going to sound like a good deal. All I got to do is put a microchip, and they're going to sell the whole, look, everybody's doing it. Look over there in Switzerland. They've already done it. They're doing it here. They're doing it there. This is just the way things are going. And you're going to have a lot of people that's going to be deceived into believing that, this is a good idea. But you're basically just setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up to be completely and 100% dependent on this system for the want of all things. And that's where he's going to have you. And that's where he's going to set the trap. And that's where, a lot of you are going to be doomed. It says, I read that again. It says, starting with creating economic crises that will induce a demand for universal basic income, a government, right, things are going to start getting so expensive, hyperinflation, and then eventually the economy is going to bust and cash is no longer going to be usable. But guess what? These CBDCs will be usable. You see? And let people go a couple weeks or a month without being able to buy and sell or eat, and spend money how they used to. and they see they got this new system, all it's going to take is for you to let them put this inside of you. A lot of people are going to bend and fold and break and take it because they don't have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Talking about our people. It says a government program in which every adult citizen receives a set amount of money regularly. The central banks will then claim that they need the CBDC chip implant to run the UBI efficiently. You see? So it's going to start with it being on your phone. They're going to gradually get you used to that. And then eventually they're going to come, they're going to come with the final form of it, which is going to be to implant it under your skin. And people are, like I said, you're going to be so dependent because they're going to let you use that on your phone for a good while until where you're comfortable. And then, you're situated, and then boom, they're going to drop the hammer. They're going to bring more crises, and they're going to come with the answer, which is you're going to have to put it inside of you, man. You see? So you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. You can't be deceived by this devil, man. He's very crafty. He's very slick with it. It says, such CBDCs, Werner said, will permit the denial of access to goods and services in accordance with government mandate compliance. And that's where they're going to get you. You see, that's the part they're going to leave out. They're not going to tell you exactly how the CBDC works, and that once you take it and you get it, they'll have full control over it. You see, and at any moment that you don't comply, you don't do this, you don't do that, they can just shut off your siragma, man, and you can't buy and sell. You'll be at the mercy of these damn devils to do and obey and do whatever the hell they tell you to do. It says Werner thinks that the Blam Blam Niner, which gave an excuse for the enforcement of the V passports, was one crucial step toward the end goal of rolling out implanted CBDCs. You see, so everything that they're doing is all, is all part of their ultimate agenda. They're doing this so that they can set up that. You see, everything goes hand in glove. You see, so that whole C19er thing was just all set up in a test run for them to get everybody at this point of accepting these CBDCs, for everything to go digital, for you to need and to have you getting used to giving this government permission for you to do everything, man, by signing up to these digital contracts. It says former U.S. Assistant Secretary of Housing Catherine Austin Fitts appeared to back up Werner's point as she previously mentioned that the measures enforced in the guise of the Niner laid the foundation for a global central banking machine and a technocratic regulatory and economic model that permits far greater central control. And that's what it's ultimately all about, them having complete control over your life and over your and over you. This devil is, he has a God complex, and he's trying to set himself up to be God through this technology, through digital surveillance, through the surveillance state, which China is already a surveillance state. You can't go anywhere in China without you being tracked and traced and watched and monitored, man. Your behavior being monitored. Where you can be reprimanded, you can be shamed, you can be locked out of the system and punished and not be able to get on the train. You can be not have access to gasoline, jobs, and that's the model. And that's what they ultimately want to bring here. And once they get people with this CBD inside their ass, you're basically checkmated, man. You see? It says Fitz said digital surveillance and a social credit system will enable the central bank control credit to be adjusted or turned off on an individual basis. Yeah. Like I said, if you don't comply, they can shut your chip off. You won't be able to buy or sell. And see, and this is where everything is headed. This is what we've been warning you about. This is what you Israelite groups should be talking about. The coming in of the CBDC, which is going to, ultimately be the MOTB. And you see they're trying to put it inside of you, man. Like it tells you in Revelation 13 and 16, man. Read it. I'm not going to read it this time, you see. And this is Psalms 55, verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. And it's one thing you have to understand about Esau. He's always going to come. He's more subtle than any beast of the field. You see what he told Eve in the garden? You shall not surely die. He came with those smooth words. He came with that deception, disguised as something that, disguised as he was trying to help you, but really he was trying to throw her into a pit and to turn her out and to, get you to do something that you ultimately shouldn't do and get down with his agenda and to rebel against the Most High. Same thing with this MOTB. It says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You see, and that's why everything this man said, you don't believe it, man. because he has an ulterior motive, and he's ultimately trying to get you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, and you tribes to defile yourself, to allow yourself to be defiled by his Siragma, and to ultimately do the ultimate thing and to deny Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and to take his image and his mark and accept him as your God and your, as your God, man. And that's ultimately what you're going to do if you take the CBDC, man. It says, cast thy burden upon Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and he shall sustain thee. See, the Lord is going to sustain us. The Lord is going to be with us. And that's why we have to deny this thing at all costs, and at, even at the cost of our own lives, man. You see, to deny and don't accept this goddamn Siragma, that MOTB, under any circumstance. All right. And of course, it's going to be easier said than done. But hey, that's why you got to get your mind and your spirit right now and be prepared for these times that are to come, and to build up your faith and trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It says, he shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. You see, but thou, O Most High, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. You see, so you got to have to keep your faith and trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and deny this devil, man, and to say, hell no, deny it at all costs. You see, and the Lord's not going to cause you to be moved. He's not going to allow you to be overcome by the flesh or by hunger or by thirst or by, your family trying to manipulate you and to coerce you into taking this shit from the pressure from the outside and people of this world, or your family, or even if your wife go take it behind your back. You're not going to be moved by that to be moved, man. All right, you're going to stand firm with 10 toes planted in your faith, trusting Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because we know ultimately, if you take it, Revelation the 14th chapter, the Lord's going to destroy your ass, man. You see, the Lord's just using Esau just to deceive you and to manipulate you and try to get you to take it. But it's really the Lord testing to see if your fidelity and faith is 100% solid in him. You see, it says, but thou, O God, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. And that's what it's going to all boil down to, us trusting in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and not in this devil, not in his, his financial system or whatever the hell he's going to bring to try to get you to, take this shit. Don't take it under any circumstance, man. So, Lord willing, you were edified. I just wanted to go into that, show you that, hey, we're in these times here, man. And don't listen to these other Israelite groups out here telling you that the MOTB is anything other than what the Great Millstone is telling you it is, which is the implantable charagma, that sea ragamuffin, man. And you'll, be in, so you can be prepared and understand what it truly is and not be deceived. So with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, put in the spirit of me and do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. Until the next Shalom.